Please subscribe math.com and don't forget to hit the bell icon for new video notification.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn another very important topic, as we have seen in our previous lecture about the introduction to integration and how you can use integration for finding the area under the curve. Now we are going to learn another important concept, that is how you differ the definite integral with the indefinite integral. So let's start with the difference number one, that what is definite integral and what is indefinite integral. So we'll start with the name. That will be helpful for you, or that will be easier for you to memorize it, to understand it. As its name indicate, the definite integral is basically gives you a definite number. So definite integral is a integral of a function that will give you with a definite number, one single number, just like as in case of while finding area under the curve. So definite integral of a function is a definite number. That means when you will take the integral of a function that is a definite integral, you will get a single definite number at the end. As we have discussed in our previous lecture, while finding area under the curve, where we must have a single value. Now what is indefinite integral? We will see the notation as well in the second point, then you will understand it better. So now we move towards the indefinite integral. Now as its name indicate, indefinite integral will not give you a single definite number. So it is called indefinite because it produces family of functions rather than a single definite number. So these are just the definitions. You will understand it better when you will see its representation, and how you can say by looking at the integral whether it is a definite or indefinite. Let's see. So we will start with the definite integral. So this is the representation of a definite integral, and how you will come to know that what is definite and what is indefinite. It is very easier to identify it by just looking at these limits. If you are given with these limits, it means it is a definite integral, because when you put these values of or the limits in the given function after integration, you will get a single definite number. So that means what you will get is a number. Now we will move towards the indefinite integral. How it is represented, let's see. It will be represented in the same way like this, the integration sign and the function and the x. The only thing that is missing here are the limits. So we will not put any limit in indefinite integral. So what you will get after integration in such a case, let's see, you will get, as I have written above, a family of functions or a function after integrating the function in the indefinite integral. So what we will get is f of x plus c. C is a constant and f of x is a function. So this is how you differentiate a definite integral with the indefinite integral, as there is no limit in the indefinite integral, and you will get a function after integration of a function or a family of function in the indefinite integral plus c rather than a single number. This is the second difference that we have seen here. Now in the third difference we can add here is, in definite integral we have the limits. So we can say that in definite integral we have upper and lower limit, and in indefinite integral we have no limit. So this is another difference. So lastly, let's have an example that will differentiate both the definite and indefinite integral, that if you are given with a function, and how you can evaluate the integral of that function in case if it is you are having the definite integral, and in case you have the indefinite integral. So in case of indefinite integral we have a if we take an example here, let's see. The example is the integral of the function, that is, if I say the function is x u dx, you have to find its integral, and the limits are 2 and the limits are 2 and 3, lower and upper limits, and you have to find its definite integral. As we are given with the limits, so definitely we will have a single definite value at the end. Let's integrate it. Its integral will be x raised to power 4 divided by 4. If you don't know how to integrate a function, so no worries at all. I am going to make a very important video in the next few lectures that will be really helpful for you to understand easily that how you can find the integration of the different types of function using the rules of the integration. So here we have the integration x4 divided by 4, and the limits are 2 to 3. So you just need to put these limits, and after putting these limits, what you will get? Upper limit is 3, so 3 raised to power 4 divided by 4 minus low limit is 2 raised to power 4 divided by 4. So after solving it, what we will get is a single definite number, that is 65 divided by 4. So this is a single definite number that we have got in the definite integral, and the definite integrals are basically used in finding the area under the curve or volume, etc. So where we need a single definite value. So this is the example of a definite integral. Now what about the indefinite integral? In case of indefinite integral, let's see, you will be given with the function. Again, if I take simple x cube dx and you have to find its indefinite integral, you will not be given with the any limit, and you have to just find its integral as x raised to power 4 divided by 4 plus c. This is an arbitrary constant, and you will have to add c in every function in the integration of every indefinite integral. So this is how we differentiate the definite integral from the indefinite integral. I hope so at the end of this lecture now you will have a grip on the difference between the definite and indefinite integral. So stay tuned for the next lecture, in which we are going to discuss the different rules of integration that will help you out in finding the integration or taking the antiderivative of a function quickly and easily. Thank you.